I'm Kane Smead, senior editor of Dirt Wheels magazine. We're with Pat Biolsi, senior testing guy from Yamaha. We've both been doing this for 25 years, the same amount of time the Grizzly has been around. Pat, tell us some of the technologies and features that have been added or introduced on the Grizzly line.
Probably the key one right off the bat, going all the way back to the Grizzly 600, was the ultramatic system. Eliminating belt slippage, having constant belt tension, and then also enhancing engine braking, keeping it natural and consistent. Those are the two things that hadn't been done before the Grizzly 600, and the ultramatic really introduced and solved for a wide variety of people and what their real concerns with owning an automatic ATV, even going back 25 years. That was what they were most nervous about, was belt durability, and then of course engine braking. We really enhanced that with the ultramatic system, and it's carried through all the way till 2023.
Okay, then about 5 years later, something else big came along. A couple things big came along, right?
Yeah, we added front diff lock. So we had the on-command system with the Grizzly 600, switchable two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, but four-wheel drive was with a limited slip front differential. And we found that our customers really wanted a true locking front differential. We added that on the Grizzly 660, going back to 2002 model year. So that was a key enhancement, and it gave people, again, that maximum torque, same wheel speed, left to right on the front side. Muddy sections, rock crawling sections really enhanced your terrain ability of the vehicle. The second key thing back then was independent rear suspension. The Grizzly 600 had a straight axle rear. So independent rear suspension was a big addition to the Grizzly lineup. Enhanced, again, comfort, terrain ability, kept contact to ground feeling, really enhanced where you could go and how comfortable it was to get there on the ATV.
Yeah, great. Okay, and then another 5 years down the road, we had a couple other big ones. What were those?
2007, first Grizzly 700, fuel injection. That was a big one right away. Riding in a place like this at Rampart range, 7,000 to 9,000 feet, not having to rejet your carburetor, having the fuel injection system just automatically adjust no matter what elevation you were at, no matter what temperature you were dealing with. That was huge. A second big one, of course, was moving the fuel tank from the top down low in between the frame rails and really enhancing the handling character of the Grizzly 700, making it the most balanced big bore ATV on the market at the time. And of course, the really big one was electric power steering. The first with electric power steering, maybe originally we thought it would only enhance beginners and novices' capability in tough terrain or tight, twisty trails, but it helped everybody. Whether you're an expert or a novice, it really, again, gave you that extra layer of confidence and capability. It acted like a steering damper in a lot of ways when you made contact with something on the trail, but of course lightened the steering effort, but kept positive feedback. We wanted to make sure that you could feel what was going on with the tires the whole time, and we've always focused on that ever since then. Again, all the Grizzlies leading up to 2023, our power steering has always been the most balanced.
Yeah, that's one of our favorite features of any ATV, and you guys nailed it with that. You've done a couple improvements since 07 till now. Some engine mapping issues, not issues, but some engine mapping tweaks and a little bit of suspension tweaks. What's the final product here?
Yeah, the Grizzly's gotten wider over the years. Still less than 50 inches, but it's gotten a little bit wider. And the reason we did that, we wanted to enhance its suspension capability. Wanted to make sure we kept that great low-speed comfort it was always known for. But especially out west here in the U.S., you get trail whoops, not necessarily desert whoops, but the decomposed granite, no matter where you are in the Rocky Mountain region, it tends to whoop out. So we wanted to give that customer more travel, so you could ride a little bit harder, a little bit more aggressively, in bigger bumps at higher speeds. So the vehicle got a little bit wider, wider track width. We've enhanced the tires over the years. We went to a 26 and even a 27-inch Zilla on the 2020 XTR models, and then we've kept that going. The styling's been updated and upgraded. It looks really aggressive. Everything, again, to match that wider track width. We've lengthened the seat over the years. The original Grizzly 700 had a little bit of a short seat. We've lengthened it, pushed it around the sides a little bit, so it's really comfortable to go from a sitting into a standing position and back again. The long seat really helps that.
Yeah, great. Well, definitely looking forward to at least another decade of riding these things. Hopefully we're both around to enjoy it.
I'm looking forward to it as well.
All
Thanks,
right.
Kane. Cool.
All right, we just wrapped up testing the 2023 Grizzly. What a blast this thing is. I mean, snaking in and out of the trees. I mean, it was almost like on a knife edge sometimes. The trails here at Rampart Range in Colorado are barely wide enough for the quad to fit through, but the Grizzly has some great steering, some great handling, suspension, really good ergonomics. So the trail really suited the machine. You could hit some of the whoops if it got rough, but really it really shined when you were going up and down on the tight, twisty sections. We kind of dodged some rocks. We went over logs. We played around in some rocks. It was a blast. Yamaha again has built the Grizzly for 25 years now, and the 2023 version is just highlighting every technology they've ever put into the ATV world, and it shows by this machine. And really highly recommend the Grizzly 700. Highly recommend the whole line, but if you have some sort of altitude that you're riding in, or you need some extra power, that Grizzly 700 with the 686cc engine really performs, and doesn't do anything crazy, doesn't it's not twitchy. The suspension does exactly what you think it's going to do. The motor does what you think it's going to do. The brakes do that as well. I always love riding the Grizzly, and we definitely will continue to ride it as long as Yamaha keeps developing it. Okay, we're standing here with Scott Newby. Thanks for having us out. But Scott, before we wrap up, we're here at Rampart Range. Tell our readers again, what does Yamaha do to keep ride areas and trails like this open?
Yeah, thanks, Kane. We have our Yamaha Outdoor Access Initiative program. That's something that's been around for over 15 years, and it's all about trail access, rehabilitation, being able to make sure that all of our trails are open and accessible for everyone to be able to enjoy, all public lands and everything too. Here specifically at Rampart Range, we had a grant that was approved out here for the Great Outdoors Fund that specifically is about trail maintenance and everything out in the Rampart Range area. We've done things like fire rings just to make sure that fire is maintained out here while people have all their campsites. Even a lot of trail signage with the trail maps too. When you're riding through here, you'll see there's big Rampart Range maps all the way throughout, and you'll see at the bottom there's a Yamaha Outdoor Access Initiative program. And again, it's all about keeping trails open, accessible, and able for people to enjoy for many generations to come.
Great. Well, we really appreciate it, because we wouldn't have places to test these type of machines, and the readers wouldn't have a place to recreate. So really appreciate that program Yamaha helps support.
Our pleasure, to say the least. If you want to learn more, you can go to yamahaoai.com.